G'day all. Staccato by Artistry Audio. Man, this is a really neat little sample library. I've had it now for a couple of weeks and I've had a good play around with it. It's a Kontakt based dual engine sample player. Along the lines of quite a few actually on the market which have a similar kind of vibe, I guess. But Staccato does this thing in a much nicer way, and it's got a beautiful fat kind of analog sound to it. We'll run through some of the sounds in a minute, but I just wanted to briefly go over what's going on here with this whole kind of dealio. So as I mentioned, it's a dual engine or dual sample player setup. On the front page here, you'll see there's four tabs on the front. This is the main, which has this kind of big knob section in the middle, and then the twin players on either side. Then you get your basic controls. You can go into the edit screen here, and we're editing one of two colors at the moment. This is the teal side, which is this side here, or we can edit the purple side, and you can swap and change. You'll see there's like a little edit button here, which kind of shows up when you run your mouse over it. The whole interface is actually, I really like it. It's crisp and kind of clean looking and real modern, but it's quite dark, and you kind of need to play with it for a while to get kind of work out where you're going with it. A lot of things are kind of a little bit tucked away and hidden, but moving on, yeah. So we get the edit engine, which has the samples, and then you got your basic kind of ADSRs and filters and stuff like this. And there's two engines in each side. So there's basic standard sample engine, or there's a granular engine. Then on top of it, each side also has the motion control. And what motion control is makes things move, basically adds motion to the engine. So you'll see this is changing with the grain is happening, how big it is. It's changing the frequency on the filter, the sample range, all sorts of stuff. So it's all about kind of keeping movement going. If we look at the purple side, a little bit of movement on the side, just subtle, right? So that's the motion control. And then on top of all of this, we have an arpeggiator, which is now a 6 lane arpeggiator. So each lane has 16 steps, and you'll see there's just a level control here, so to add the amount of effect on that step. So you'll see velocity, octaver, gate, you can read the rest, probability, etc. And you can change the number of steps here, so you can kind of get those kind of off rhythm kind of feels. So this ARP control and the motion control is per engine. All right, so we are currently on the teal side. If we come to the purple side, you'll see that also gets its own motion and ARP control. So there's a lot going on here just with the simple engines, just with the two samples that have been played. So very, very neat. And then on the front page, where it all gets combined, again there's another sequencer which controls actually what happens here. So you'll see in the middle there's the big thing, which is, I don't know what it's called. I call it the big knob, because on my Montage I have the same thing, and it's controlled by modulation. And the more you dial it up, the more it adds in a preset amount of effect. And you'll see the effects. If we come over here to the effect window, these are the effects. So you've got filter, EQ, tube, modulation, delay, and reverb. You can see it all working. And if you click this little kind of chain thing in the middle, it allows you to alter the amount of effect that's been sent to it via your mod control by using these little red threshold meters, right? So it's pretty simple, really, really neat and effective actually. I get a little hard to see, but I'm used to it now. I know where I'm looking. I can understand when you're first looking at this, you're like, ooh, there's a lot going on, and yeah, there definitely is. So that's the effect, that's manual effect, and then we have the sequencer control here, which is again changing stuff on the front here. You'll see this is moving by itself. Not much else is going to be. Sometimes it'll pan, sometimes the volumes will go all over the place. So it all depends on what's been programmed into this sequencer here. So tons and tons of effects, tons and tons of motion, which all kind of add to this kind of lush kind of texture, which is quite unique. It's an alternative to using the XY pad, which a lot of developers use. This is just it's kind of XY, but in a more kind of spread out way. And you'll notice also there's a bunch of little dice around the place. So you've got two dice here, and throughout there's dice kind of added in, and then there's a random page in here too, which allows you to randomize. So again, they're trying to make you randomize with the motion and stuff. So this is not really a synth that you would load up if you have a sound in your mind that you wanted to try and recreate. Right, this is something that you'd put in if you're looking for inspiration, or you're looking for something completely left field for your, you know, your project. Definitely for doing like ambient drones and textures and underscore stuff, you know, this is spot on. So yeah, so a lot to play with, and I don't want to go too deep in it. So I might just kind of play through some of these presets so we can get a kind of a sound. The only real control I use would be this main knob, the main knob here in the middle. But of course you can, you know, you can MIDI control anything you like in this if you want to get really in depth with it. The presets are incredible too. There's thousands of them. Preset crazy, and you can. I've gone through and favorited a bunch, which I thought sounded quite neat. So let's step for a couple of these. The only dial I'm doing here is the modulation, which is this. Pretty cool. That's just such a beautiful analog-y kind of sound. Just going. Very, very cool. Hot air balloon. One thing, when I first got it, I was expecting it to be a lot, because it's called staccato, right? So I'm expecting, oh, it's going to be lots of orchestral stuff, you know, like when I think of staccato, I think like an ordinarily like arco bowed instrument that's played very short for that kind of real attacky kind of sound. It's not like that at all. There's a lot of kind of more bell-like, you know, is it D50? Yeah, Roland D50, kind of wave station-y kind of synthy bells and mallets and things like that, and not blinky, but quite synthetic, in an organic kind of way. Does that make sense? I guess so. So lots of beds of sound, and with the kind of the bells and the blinks on top, you know. So it is staccato in timbre, you know, especially with all the effects laid on. But yeah, if you're looking for that kind of ostinato, kind of orchestral stuff, no, it's not that. Bit of a shame, actually. However, having said that, you can import your own samples, which is incredible. So, you know, this is just using the, oh no, this is the normal engine, but you could bring in your own cello kind of staccatos and use it perfectly fine and apply all the effects to it. So, you know, nothing's stopping you doing that. Just out of the box, there's nothing like that. Oh yeah. Pretty big sound. Mothership. Just massive. So much going on. Plasma box. Yeah, see, this would be a typical sound that I've found. Very, you know, blinky kind of stuff. The effects are incredible though. The reverb's amazing. Pretty good. A Ramstein kind of. Pretty cool. That was me running out of DSP. Very nice. Just so lush. Did I play that one? Very nice. So the way I've found this works best is when we layer things on top. So if I bring on, let's just bring in some random kind of montage-y stuff here. So it just works really nice like that. See what I'm doing here. So it's basically modulation is the main control here for effect level. Okay, let's try super cool way. So I'm just overlaying some so this is just a montage, pretty straightforward sound. just sits beautifully. Bit of that. Just sits so beautifully, even with the orchestral stuff. So there we go. That's kind of how I would use it. Layering it up with your external synths and stuff. So I think there's more to consider with this than, okay, it's a great sounding kind of synth, of course, and it's got the blinky stuff. But think of more, what do I have that will work well with this? Because I think that's how you can get the most out of it. So anyway, so thanks so much for watching. Now shoot over to musicnatiantv.com. We have a full written review on this, so you can get the lowdown, all the nitty-gritty details and stuff. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time just to let you listen to it, and I mean, I'm really enjoying it. So anyway, so Staccato from artistraudio.com. Okay, go and check them out. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. All right, bye.